It is the championship in Australia in 2010. And it's going to be the four-time champion Serena Williams to get it underway.
15 love.
I think she started off pretty much every match she's played with that slider out to the forehand, and it's been a very, very successful serve for her right from the get-go of this championship.
Yeah, the Williams serve has been a huge factor. Ace number 54 in that opening point for the tournament. Impressive. Let's first serve.
Well, that's not like the Australian crowds to cheer and clap an unforced error so early in the match. So you know that Henin's got a lot of fans here. Oh, that one was along the ground. Yep.
15-40.
You talked about, Karen, the fact that she is nervous before big matches. She looks exceptionally nervous out there.
I think that's what it is. No footwork here, a long way from the ball, and you will not see that too often. Serena hitting it into the ground. A few deep breaths. $30-40. Juice.
Well, she's worked a lot on the forehand, and that's the Achilles heel of the Henin game. The backhand is just a beautifully produced shot, but she closes the face of that and sometimes doesn't square it off at impact. That time framed it.
Williams is challenging the call on the left baseline. The ball was called good.
Very rarely do you find the Williams sisters challenge anything. It's happened a couple of times out here, but it doesn't happen that often. And she's right.
Advantage Williams. Justine had already gone to the other side. Felt that it had been long.
And Justine's going to have a look. Serena was doing as she normally does, and that was walking around the net, the other side of the chair from the umpire.
So she's right as well.
Second serve. So a few nerves from the umpires as well. Really gets the crowd involved. Those reviews. Juice.
Yeah, I think Hawkeye is the best innovation in the game for many years, since maybe back as far as the yellow tennis ball. It takes a lot of arguments out of the game, and the players trust it. Some of them don't like it. Roger doesn't, he's not too keen on it.
Advantage Williams.
Well, the impetus to have it introduced was really when Serena lost her quarterfinal of the US Open back in 2004 against Jennifer Capriati and absolutely got some disgraceful calls, lost the match, and officials thought something has to be done.
Yeah, that was a terrible umpiring feat, that one, that day.
First game going well over 5 minutes already.
Juice.
Smart play there from Enna, though. She changed tactics, took pace off the ball rather than hit the topspin backhand. She came under and played this little slice, and it stays just a fraction lower, and Williams couldn't get it up and over.
Advantage Williams. Juice.
Well, this should get rid of the nerves from both ends of the court. This is a long opening game. What's this, juice number 4?
Yep. Yeah, the game going in excess of 7 minutes already. It might get rid of the nerves, but by the time they finish this match, they might both be exhausted. This game, I should say.
Advantage Williams.
Looks over to Carlos Rodriguez. I think Enna looks over to the players' box more than anybody else on the tour.
There's Carlos in the red shirt.
Been with Justine since she was 14 years old.
Game Williams.
Finally, 8 minutes it took. A nervous-looking Serena Williams early on.
First game.
That'll help to settle them.
They talked about Carlos the other day as far as coaching was concerned, and he wasn't caught coaching, but he was caught throwing his arms up in the air, which apparently meant for Justine to get the ball toss on the serve a little higher. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today, because it was in the press, well documented.
Yes, he was on. He's been put on notice with all that attention.
Justine Henin to serve.
Super tennis from Enna right here, getting an angle, but the backhand, superlative. 119 kilometres an hour. Be a challenge here.
Challenge in the call on the right baseline. The ball's called out.
Yes, her players' support box is at the right end of the court to give her some sort of heads up. They said go for it.
So that's where I think the challenge rule has to be tightened up a little bit. This one was good.
Well and truly.
Well, it was miles in, and there's the answer. Don't always listen to your support box. But
No,
sometimes,
right.
yeah, sometimes it's a good idea to.
But you're not supposed to get instructions from your support box or from the chair umpire. Well, the forehand at the moment looks pretty solid from Henin. And if it works, I think she can win this, because if you give her an open court backhand, it's going to be hit with enough topspin that Serena's not going to be able to track it down.
$30-15.
A lucky break here for Serena.
Oh.
Now that was fast.
That's what happens in women's tennis though these days, and the Williams sisters started that, or maybe they took it over from Monica Seles, who was able to create angles off any second serve that didn't have any zip on it. This one just was cracked 152k
Faster
off the ground
than the serve. The serve was 151, the return 152. That's not a slow second serve.
$40-30.
Telling yourself to calm down a little bit, temper things.
Game, Anna.
Both players having to battle on their opening service games, but they both hold.
1 game all.
Still plenty of natural light in the stadium. Local time approaching 8 p.m. on Saturday night, the 30th of January.
$15 love. $15 all.
Not good to hear the applause after that double fault.
Tried that a couple of times
50,
in Williams'
30.
opening service game. Attack the second serve from the backhand, drive it straight down the middle of the court. And on both occasions they missed. This time she's got it right. So maybe she's finding the range with that shot.
30 all.
And Serena finding the range with that one.
Behind the table there, thanks.
Another ace flying off the racket.
That one 171, her quickest of the championship so far. She's got it up to 200.
One all in the net chords.
30, 40.
Some people think they even out. I don't happen to agree with that.
You think people get lucky on the day or the night?
Yep. Or depending on which point it is.
Juice.
Oh, good serve on a break point. That's 3 break points now that Serena has been able to see off.
Beautiful motion on the serve and comes around the outside of this one. Takes a little bit of movement off the court, but right down the middle.
Let. First serve.
Well, again, that backhand, that's the
Advantage
ones that
Williams.
missed in the opening game. And that's a tactic that she's obviously trying to employ. Tee off on that second serve, straight back down the middle of the court.
Trying not to give Serena time to react on the next shot or an angle.
Juice.
Here I say there's stop making errors.
That's the tactic again. And good reply from Williams, though.
Williams.
She backed off and found the line. Hit that one off the back foot.
Perfect.
Juice.
If you come in on this wing, you got to come in on something a little bit better than that. That was down the middle of the court, not too far over the service line. Look at that beautiful knee bend, follow through, head still. Can't produce them any better than that backhand.
Advantage Williams.
Serena up to 4 aces for the match now. Right on the money.
Juice.
Well, confident shot here that Justine hits down the line off the forehand. And it's actually the forehand that she's made more winners from throughout the tournament, more than off that beautiful backhand.
That's because people play it a lot more.
More opportunities.
Yeah. They keep it away from the backhand.
First game went 8 minutes. We could be heading down a similar path here.
Juice.
Very aggressive on the returning, end up moving forward into the court, getting the ball on the rise. Giving Williams no time to react.
Advantage, Williams.
But still, Williams knows, you know, if she's going to make the forehands, let her hit the forehand winners. That's the side that, if anything's going to break down, it will be the forehand. That was her Achilles heel, even when she was winning all the Grand Slams. She's worked hard on it in the months prior to coming back onto the tour.
Lost opportunities then for Henin. She could have easily found herself at 3-love. Instead, Serena Williams holds twice and leads 2-1. We're on serve in the final, but Serena Williams has really had to work to hold her serve. 2 games to 1. And this opening set, 3 games and 24 minutes old, 23 minutes old at the moment. That was almost about the length of Roger Federer's last set last night.
Well, certainly the length of the first set of the women's semi-finals between Henin and Zheng Ji. It was, what, 17, maybe? 17 minutes, I think.
Low 15.
Smart play this one, up in the air, and then backs herself on the next one.
Lob 30.
And Serena in a position here where she could really hurt Henin.
Low 40.
Well, there don't seem to be too many problems with the Williams movement here, really positioning well, getting herself set to unload on that backhand. Rifling it out at 139 clicks.
Well, there you go. Justine has had 3 break points spaced over the first couple of Williams service games. And all of a sudden, Serena just steps up
3 games to 1.
and on her first break point gets that break that Justine couldn't get.
Yeah, this situation has to be very frustrating for Justine, knowing she's had those points.
And where did the shot go to? It went to the forehand.
Low 15. 15 all.
Early on in the finals, Serena's first serve percentage acceptable at 69. The interesting thing is she's only winning just over half of those points when the first serve goes in. Justine needing to lift her first serve percentage. When she gets the chance, it's only at 40 after a couple of games.
Great defensive skills there from Henin. 2 occasions she was caught just having to slice the ball back into play, but she got it back deep without much pace on it.
Fifteen 40.
One of the oldest sayings in the game, it's only a break if you hold afterwards. Serena's having a tough job doing that.
13 40.
And again, a big first serve. Saves a break point. This one at 190. A flatter delivery down the tee.
Just wide from Henin.
Called wide, Henin doesn't know it.
Justine's walking to the changeover after clenching a fist.
Sorry? Yeah, she's called it out and corrected herself. Well, she corrected herself? So we're going to replay the point.
But she called it out.
Yeah, and then's corrected herself.
Ladies and gentlemen, the line judge called the ball out, then corrected themselves. We will replay the point. 13 40.
Well, that's fair enough. You know, I don't know what the booing's all about because the ball was called out and Williams had a play on it. I don't think she could make it, but the ball was good. So bad luck there for Henin, but the ball was called out and Serena heard the call, even though her shot, well, she didn't have much of a shot on it, really.
Lucky break for Serena, really.
Exactly, yeah.
Still break point.
Juice.
Another good serve on another big point, but they're not happy.
This is really not fair.
No.
Crowd unhappy that Henin did not get the break.
Thank you.
Good patient point from Williams.
Advantage, Williams.
Very good sliding backhand, this one, and she hit it very solidly, and it zipped through, kept very low. And there's another look up to the coach again.
Increasingly, it is becoming a set of lost opportunities for Justine Henin. The crowd not happy. Serena will be. She leads 4-1 with the break. The one positive thing that Justine Henin can take out of all of this is she is putting herself in the position to put Williams' serve in jeopardy. So far, she hasn't been able to do anything about it on 5 occasions. So Serena has the solitary break and leads 4-1 in the first set. In what has been a dramatic first set at times, 34 minutes old in the final.
I wonder how this will affect Serena too, having the crowd against her at the moment.
Yeah, she's been very popular out here over the years. Well, also the crowd want to see a match. They saw Serena last year in the final beat Dinara Safina very comprehensively, and at $300 a ticket, they want to see a little bit of tennis.
5 years now since a final has gone 3 sets here in Melbourne.
$40-15. Let's first up. $40-30.
I was just thinking how really needed a quick game here on serve. Yep. Nice easy game, and now things becoming increasingly difficult for her.
Williams leads 4-2.
And here's a look at where Justine Henin is making contact with the Williams serve. Those black balls are the second serves, yellow the first serves. Henin really trying to get inside the average distance inside the baseline, 1.9 metres. She is really trying to attack the Williams second serve. It's created some opportunities, but she hasn't been able to break yet.
Yeah, the wrong side. She may have hit more winners off the forehand, but you get out there often enough, particularly on a shot like that, where Williams can hit that firmly and hard to the forehand. This is right in the wheelhouse for the backhand.
And there's an example of Enna really moving forward onto the second serve.
Long 30.
I don't think I've ever heard a crowd clap so many errors.
I think I have
Here.
at the French Open.
At the French, not here in Australia, though,
when
not here. Though.
Justine was playing Serena.
Must have brought all those fans from Belgium to here. That's the tactic we showed you. She's done that more so on the juice court than the ad court. And she's had probably more success when she's been able to drive that backhand cross court as opposed to hit the one straight down the middle or the off backhand. A little more difficult shot. Another chance here.
Break points 6 and 7 coming up if required. Venus is looking a little edgy, and well she might.
Lucky to get out of that one.
13-40.
And the short forehand.
Yeah, she was
Enna really had an opportunity, did not hit this cleanly.
didn't want to hit it, did she? She pushed it down the line more than got behind and hit it. And a good solid volley.
It took 7 goes, but finally Enna gets the break. We're back on serve in the first set in the final. Williams leading 4-3. Justine Henin comes up with that break, and the Belgian hero is now on level terms service-wise. She's got new balls in her hand, serving to level up at 4-all.
What I like about the tactics from Enna is that she hasn't
15 long.
gone off anything. She's gone for the forehand. She's hit a couple of, missed a couple, gone for the backhand. She's been aggressive right from the very start. And that's the way she's actually played this tournament. It's a different Justine Henin. It's just somebody that now feels she's got to be aggressive to take on the big hitters.
Well, she's certainly come back with that mindset, and she's executing. You know, it's one thing to say, I want to be aggressive, I want to improve my first serve, I'm going to change my forehand. They're very difficult things to do when you get into intense match situations. She's been coming into the net a lot more. Well, she says she's more mature now, has more serenity about her, but she's still got that same intensity.
Let's first serve.
There is that comfortable service game that Karen Pratt was talking about before. The first comfortable service game for either player, really.
4 games all.
And a bit of a lapse from Serena. It'll be very interesting to see how she comes out here. Yeah, emotionally, she's feeling a little down out here.
Well, she's got to have no confidence in her serve the way it's been going so far.
Love. Love.
Well, in her matches to get through to the final, we've seen Serena have some patchy tennis, some lapses. But when the chips have been down, she has been able to come up with the goods, the big serves, powerful winners.
Good variation on the serve this game. But the important thing is first serve's in.
Both players trading love games on their serve. That's more like it from Serena. She has a nose in front, 5-4.
Williams leads 5-4.
It's a hot night.
That looks good, doesn't it?
Need something like that to cool down while you're watching the final here in Melbourne. 36 degrees, half an hour or so before the match started. We'll get a temperature report for you.
Low 15.
Again, that's the beauty, I think, of serving first. You stay in front. If you can stay in front, she lost a serve 4-all, held easily, and now a double fault. She can have a crack at one here if misses a first serve. See what Williams does here. Oh, what a serve. That's a gutsy serve after you just served a double fault.
First ace of the match, and it comes on a second serve.
Well, this is just so courageous, especially feeling the pressure there, losing the first point. Not averse to taking risks on the court or off it, does the skydiving.
That's just too much pace right from the return. Second serve,
15,
powerful
30.
return. Gets it back, another smack backhand here, and then finally the forehand. Henin looking to go over to the forehand side, and this one comes back to the backhand. 131k, that forehand. Another ace down the middle.
30.
Temperature hasn't cooled down that much. It's still 34 degrees.
Oh, that double fault. She'll challenge that.
Henin is
Probably
challenging
worth
the
the
call
challenge, but
on the right
from
centre
our
line.
point of view here,
The
from
ball's
our
called
viewpoint,
out.
it was wide. Unless it curled in at the very last minute, last split second.
Well, Justine, are we hoping it did?
Don't think so.
Massive point.
30-40.
18 millimetres the difference for Justine Henin, and what an important 18 millimetres it might be. Speaking of heat, the heat on the Belgian.
Juice.
Breathe a sigh of relief after that one. Rightfully so.
Advantage Williams. Game. First set, Williams.
Now, is Henin going to challenge? She's not deciding to. 51 minutes it takes to break the deadlock. Serena Williams is a great front runner, and she takes the first set 6-4 in the Australian Open final.
Last two games in that set, though, Williams picked up the pace off the ground. She started to go for everything, and it was Henin that was trying to make that happen earlier. She's been the aggressor, but the last two games, the power of Williams took over, and it was just the pace of shot that actually won those two games and the first set.
And of course, with the break coming, Serena now has an added advantage. She's on the front page as the dominator going into the final. Is she going to prove that? She has dominated every single opponent here at the Australian Open every time she's come here when she's won the first set. Is she about to maintain that record? She's just having a little cough before getting the second set underway.
Love.
She looks like she's going to choke or be sick. Struggling with something. Played a good first point, though. There's her hitting partner, Sasha Bajan.
Still having a cough and a splutter at the back of the court. At times, she's looked distinctly uncomfortable throughout this match. Even in the first game or so, she looked a bit lightheaded at one stage.
Well, we put that one down to nerves. Difficult to know what's going on physically. Williams getting a lot of kick off the court with that serve. It was short, but had a lot of movement on it.
Karen, do you think we might see much different tactically from Justine here, given the fact that she was in a position to have won the set? She put herself into that position several times.
I think she really needs to keep up with more of the same as far as the attack. When she gets a look at a second serve, she needs to be aggressive, not go back into her shell.
Game, Williams.
Another ace for Serena. That's an even half dozen now. The all-important first game.
Second set.
So the break at the end of the first set important in that it did give Williams the advantage of serving first. And yet again, it's the Belgian who's having to play catch-up.
The other thing she really has to do is lift those first serve percentages.
I think that she needs a signal from Carlos, because I think the ball toss is a little low. And that's the main problem on the serve, is to get the ball toss up a little higher. And I agree with you. I think she's got to retain the aggressive nature and go for it, because I don't think she can win it the other way, because Serena is just too powerful. And she showed that the last two games. Even the first game of that set, it was Williams that was just hitting the ball just that little bit harder.
$15 love. Let. Second serve. Oh. 15 all.
The last player to come from a set down was this lady in that final in 2005 against Lindsay Davenport. And at least Justine can comfort herself in the fact that she has played a lot better than Serena did in the first set 5 years ago.
Really losing control of that first serve there. Difficult task, but Justine really has to try and get Serena on the move more out here. She has had a bit of a strategy of hitting it straight back down the middle of the court, trying to keep it deep, but Serena's handling it very well, particularly if it's not brilliant depth.
Well, this could be a body blow.
Trying too hard right now, pressing a little. It was Williams who the point before took the pace off the shot, and she'll relish the fact if Henin wants to get into a slugging match with it. But she has to play within herself, but still, as you mentioned, move Serena around, play a few angles and get her moving a little bit.
Yes, at the moment it's just looking a little bit too easy for Serena, standing and delivering.
30-40.
That one into the body a little, but Williams didn't move at all then. No footwork. Have a look at this one. There, it just stands there. No footwork at all. Got to get out of the way of the ball when it's coming into you like that, into the body.
Juice.
Huge game, this one for Henin.
Advantage, Henin.
That'll help. Just the third first serve she's landed in this opening service game of the second set.
And the toss up, reaching up to it.
Game, Henin.
That's a good fighting performance from the Belgian. Down 2 break points. Enna holds and levels up early in the second set. $2.1 million Australian dollars to the winner, $1.05 million to the runner-up. Serena looking to become the first player since Jennifer Capriati in 2001-2002 to defend her crown down under.
Love 15. Love 30.
Well, great rally from Enna here. Goes in the slice and then going for the big shot down the line. Waited for a moment.
Here we go again. We're in familiar territory.
Well, she played it to perfection, Williams then. Even Venus can't believe she missed that one. She drew her opponent into the net, this one, and then looked, had to go cross court. She had enough room to drive a Mack truck back down the line and just pushed it wide, and it was an easy miss for her. I want to mark that last game down. I think might be a turning point down 15-40. Enna, if she can break serve here. Watch out.
Break serve she does. The crowd all of a sudden gets involved. Enna, for the first time in the match, has her nose in front. This time in the second set with the early break, she leads 2-1.
That second game, 15-40 down, and gets out of that with a couple of aces in that game.
Thank you. Players are ready. Love 15.
Two forehand errors, one into the net, one long.
Oh! 15-30.
Serena had the left fist ready for the clench and the fist pump.
Yeah, I thought this might have been a challenge. It was pretty close. No, it was wide. That's pace. It was hit with a vengeance, that one.
She's hitting with a lot of power here. And gets the body weight right behind the ball there. And some touch from Justine. We haven't seen a lot of those finesse shots. She hasn't had a chance really to play them.
Cain Williams.
Serena often at her very best when she's challenged. So often she will find the response when the question is posed. She gets the break back straight away, and all of a sudden we're back on an even keel in the second set. Justine will be kicking herself.
Well, she's only got the one shot to blame. There were 3 unforced forehand errors there, unforced errors off the forehand. And as we mentioned earlier, if the forehand is working, she has a chance to win this match. But unforced errors have been the downfall.
Out. 15 love.
It's 2 double faults now for the match for Serena, and throughout these championships she has not double faulted more than twice in any match.
Very confident Williams with those swinging volleys. Honed these skills in the doubles on her way to the title with Venus this fortnight. She was so far inside the court then, really trying to get over the top of the return. Again, just overpressing the error with the forehand.
I like the fact that she's gone in with a game plan though, and she's stuck to it. I think it's the right game plan. I'd like to see her serve a little bit more to Serena's forehand on the juice court. She's been successful with it on the ad court.
Cain Williams.
Serena peels off a couple of successive games and once again gets the ascendancy in set number 2. The defending champion leading 3-2, having taken the first 6-4 in 51 minutes. A warm welcome to you wherever you are watching around the world. This first of the big international sporting events of 2010, the Australian Open final between the defending champion, that lady Serena Williams, who leads 3-2 in the second set over Justine Henin, looking for a second crown in Melbourne. Serena looking for number 5.
That's just too much pace of shot, and it's, we've said it half a dozen times, she's got on the back foot, couple of metres behind the baseline, and it's just too tough for her to hit passing shots from that far back if Williams gets into the net. She really hasn't had to go to the net that much. It's just been pace of shot that has forced the errors from back there. And they're forced errors, not unforced errors. Oh, beautifully produced. That is pretty to watch.
15 all.
A sublime backhand from Henin. And this is an example of the sort of thing she's got to come up with to win the points out here.
I like that one, she says. Yeah, 122k right down the line. That's the serve I'd like to see a little bit more of, but obviously she's missing it.
I think it'll be a big difference for Justine when she does get grooved on the serve. Obviously, she's made some changes. We're seeing a lot of the first serves go long. She loses control of them instead of coming round the ball. But she's working on it, persevering.
I like the fact that she's gone back to the old serving style too, so that she lets the racket go down and gets a bigger loop, as opposed to the very short backswing that she had before she retired. Change the serve. Put under too much pressure from there. As quick as Henin is, she's got to really get in position because of the pace of shot from the Williams ground stroke. And eventually you're going to come up with an unforced error. You're just not quite set to make it.
Biggest point of the final so far right here.
Smart play from Williams and good wheels. A great athlete. And the drop shot there, she was on it and played a good shot from it. Didn't do a lot with it, but just pushed it deep. And it caught, this one now goes back deep and it catches Henin off balance. Again, Sissy's off back foot and trying to play a half volley lob.
Oh, that's quality tennis.
Well, Serena tried to slow that down the last couple rather than go for it and use the pace of Henin. With Justine, with her pace, it's just not getting close enough to the lines, is it? It's basically down the middle of the court. And Williams at the moment is not having to move too much. But she did try and take the pace off those last two forehands and paid the price.
Advantage Henin.
Well, understatement that this is a vital game for Justine Henin. Came up with a big second serve when she was down in this game. Oh, this is such good tennis from Serena Williams.
Juice.
She's dictating play here. She didn't have to move too much in that point, just getting the footwork going there, getting around and creating a superb angle. Told herself after that point, just relax. Key man in her preparation, Sasha. Practices with her daily. Helps arrange all the tapings, the food. That's the body bandages, I mean.
Well, that certainly brought the crowd alive. Great retrieving skills from Anna. Off some pretty powerful stuff from Williams. And then it's the drop shot, as quick as a flash. She was all over this one. And Williams just flat-footed a little bit there at the baseline. Creates the angle.
Another great example of Anna turning a point around.
Not only did she turn the point around, she turned the game around. If she's to go on and win, the highlight pen will be going through the 6th game of the 2nd set. That is a big hold for the Belgian.
Ball change. Thank you.
Well, earlier we'd questioned the mobility of Serena Williams. Justine Henin hasn't really been able to expose a lack of mobility tonight. Williams has just been hitting the ball so sweetly, so powerfully.
Well, the tactics, that's what she's employed right from the get-go. Didn't do much with the volley. Again, this one here, the volley goes, Serena took one step. Found the forehand down the line.
That's just too good. Williams dictating terms out here.
30 love.
Yeah, Anna didn't do anything wrong in this. It was a good reply, knowing Williams is not going to serve and volley. She gets into the point. That one was short, and Serena elected to hit the off backhand, the toughest one of those.
(30-15).
A wild one. Three double faults, as we said before, something she hasn't done in any match in this championship so far.
There's no more.
No.
And is so much more confident when the attack is to her backhand. Big step across and get set. Beautifully put down the line.
Yeah, with either one of these women, if you come into the net, you've got to come in on something that's pretty good, because the passing shots are there. Well, 3 shots there, 3 forehands. Very, very close to the line. Great depth. And she was brave enough to go for the last one and was rewarded for her efforts. This one's nearly on the line, and this crack moves forward on that, running forward onto that shot. And again, very close to the baseline. Good depth. No challenge there, but I think this is wishful thinking.
The ball was called good.
I think this was a good first serve. You get to wish those out when you get those break points, and you've got somebody that's whacking down serves like that.
You want it to be out.
Yeah, you want it to be out. So it's worthwhile challenge just to give yourself that satisfaction of knowing that it was good.
The quality of this final is lifting.
Gutsy point.
Well, Anna sticking with that strategy of the attack right down the middle of the court, and then came in off a good approach that time, and some brilliant work around the net. Belief.
For the second time in the second set, Justine Henin has the break. She couldn't back it up last time. She simply must this time. 4-3. Well, they've taken it in turns to bump each other from the driver's seat. And yet again, Justine has the wheel in the final. It's been 2 breaks of serve to 1 in the second set. Serena took the first in 51 minutes 6-4. Justine now with a chance of taking the Australian Open final to 3 sets for the first time since 2005.
Last time she had the opportunity from this end, this is where the end that she lost the serve.
But she was so resolute in that last game. Yep. She really had to play some magnificent tennis to get the break. She's got the momentum.
Even Carlos is starting to applaud.
I think he'd be very pleased with what has transpired in the last 5 minutes or so.
Well, she's made some errors off that wing, but it has to work, and it worked on that occasion. She had to create her own pace. It was deep. She managed to do so.
That's an energy saver. 1, 2, 3, 4. A love game. The easiest service game from either player in this second set.
Big jump for a little girl, that one.
Well, throwing everything into this from the return on. Had Williams behind the baseline and then trying to press the advantage. Gets up to that overhead beautifully.
She's a little frazzled at the moment, is Williams.
Under attack.
Under attack. Crowd cheering against her. Henin is firing everything at her. Has not deviated from her game plan.
All of a sudden, she can do no wrong.
Now, this is the type of tennis she played against Zhong Ji in the semi-final. Just took everything early, went after it all, and it all went in. It's all starting to fall into place now. Set points.
For the first time in 5 years, we're going to a decider in Melbourne for the championship. Justine Henin takes all of the momentum into the third set. We are locked up. And now, for the first time in the match, Henin is going to have the advantage of serving first in a set. The tide has turned. Henin is now the favourite.
That serve moved away. That could be very effective, as I said earlier, if she gets that in the first serve and moves that one away. On that occasion, a second serve that moved just far enough away that there you see that Williams have to reach for it, not in position to hit it.
30 love.
Remarkable that Justine Henin can come into this tournament unseeded.
Let's.
Did that because
Second
she went
serve.
off for so long and then got to the finals in Brisbane. Withdrew from Sydney, but the draw and the seedings are all done prior to that.
Three LAs in a row.
Yeah, 3 alleys and it's 40 love.
Well, Justine not ranked. You can't be ranked until you've played 3 tournaments. Had to rely on a wild card entry to get into the Australian Open, into any of the tournaments.
Once again, a love game on serve for the Belgian.
How many points is that? What was it, 10? That's 14 points, 14 points in a row.
And it's the way Serena has lost a couple of
away,
those points that's the real concern for her. Bad mistakes from the world #1. That's a shot that she would hit and hit a winner from 95% of the time.
She doesn't know what the feeling is like to lose a final in Melbourne, Serena Williams.
She's on fire.
Love 50.
Well, my only question is, can Justine keep up this incredible standard of play?
15 all.
Because Serena will come back at her.
Serena won't back off either. She's going to keep going for her shots.
Speaking of going for shots,
Yep.
brave shot making from the
15,
Belgian.
30.
They continue to come off her racket. purposeful.
Oh, there's the first serve and volley we've seen. That means panic stations.
15-40.
That means nothing else but panic.
That was a big serve, 197 kilometres an hour.
Yes, she needs to hold this game, though, to stop the rot. Still a break point.
Juice.
Well, the crowd respectful there, polite, but there's not the roar when Serena saves a couple of break points. There was for Justine when she broke.
Advantage Williams.
Remember, it was the second game of the second set where Anna defended 2 break points, and that gave her the launch pad to win that second set. It was a critical hold. Can Serena come up with something similar here early in the decider? Yes, sir. What a competitor.
Well, that's guts. That is terrific tennis. Lost 14 points in a row and then comes back down break points in that game. And that could have put her right out of it, and comes back with a couple of aces. And, well, you wouldn't expect anything else from the Williams sisters. They do not believe they can lose, and they have such unbelievable belief in their ability to get out of trouble.
Well, it's one of Serena's famous comments. I'm one of my biggest fans. As her parents taught both she and Venus about self-belief.
$15 all.
And just having confidence in yourself, whatever you're doing. They've got that confidence on the court and off it with all the business ventures they've undertaken.
Let. Second serve. $15-30.
Well, as you mentioned, KP, it is very tough to keep playing like that for an extended period of time. She played well for half an hour there, so she might need have a little bit of a lull here and try and pick it up again.
Perhaps we are about to see another momentum shift in the final. There's been plenty of those.
Well, this is where she got out of trouble in the second set. Anna was down break points, got out of trouble and turned that set around. She has to do it again.
Let. First serve. Let. First serve.
Serena loves a challenge, And she's up to it again, as she has been so many times throughout her outstanding career. She gets the first break of the third set.
Has to hold serve, though, here to make it all work.
Something that hasn't been easy for her so far in this match.
Low 15. Low 30.
Again, two cracking forehands. Both of those forehands made it. And straight back at Williams before she could get settled. Not able to get in position.
Low 40. Fifteen 40.
Well, it was there for the hitting for Justine.
Second serve only in at 130. 2 break points saved. Still one to come. Lucky to land in the court.
Thank you.
Talk about a second serve. That one before was 130. That one rolled over at 120 and was very, very short, and it was dealt with. And a great effort from Enna to attack that second serve. She's kept the same game plan, and we're 2-all in the third.
A nervous second serve there from Serena. Wasn't hit cleanly.
How short it was.
Battle of nerves out here.
15
Up to 4 aces now for the match for Justine. Serena's got 9.
Starting to rush things a little bit, Enna. She just got to calm down. That lob got Carlos Rodriguez out of his chair.
The crowd excited here too. They are loving this. Lovely touch from Anna.
It had to be a good lob. Williams knew it was happening, knew it was going to be a lob. It just played to perfection.
That last expression was a bit like the Andy Murray roar.
All.
Start to think about things now.
Let. First serve. Let.
Oh boy.
Second serve.
Nervous serve, double fault the last one. That one touched the tape. Had a little bit of venom in it, that one.
Had a lot in it.
30-40.
In her trying to get that second serve into the body of Williams, but she doesn't really have to move too much, just swings those mighty shoulders.
Didn't move at all, did she? Just went right through the flight of that ball and it wasn't coming back.
Point here for a third successive break of serve.
Let. First serve.
Serena once more momentarily takes control, but she needs to back it up. Something she was unable to do in her previous service game. Well, the players almost taking it in turns here to seize the initiative. Who is going to be the first one, though, to keep it? That might tell the tale. 3 successive breaks of serve now in the deciding set. Serena Williams trying to back it up here to cement the break. Remember, she couldn't do it in the 4th game. Right here, it's vital.
No. 15 love.
Throughout the match, the error-winner ratio of the forehand has been the barometer of the inner form in the match.
All.
Now, if you're Williams now, I can't believe that she hasn't woken up the fact that the Henin forehand's gone off. The last rally, she had 4 shots to the Henin backhand. Stick it to the forehand until she starts to make a couple again.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
for a minute she was going to go tumbling over.
that was strange. Lost her balance. Oh, she was looking at where the ball went. That could have been very awkward.
Hearts in mouth stuff for the support team.
Miss Henin is challenging the call on the left centre line. The ball was called in.
Serena's got the second serve ready, so she can't be too confident.
Second serve. Thank you.
Just a difference of 4 millimetres that time. Just as Anna did earlier in the match. Serena answers on the second serve. And she is the one to hold the momentum. That could be significant.
Brave second serve, that one. You see the reaction after she made it. What's the reaction when this one makes it from Williams?
I mean, just see how much this means to her. She's passionate about bringing this one home.
Oh, she pushed that one.
15.
That previous service game from Serena, by the way, was only the 3rd service game in the match that she's had where she hasn't been down a break point.
Oh, boy, that one round about chest high. That was hammered, that forehand.
15 all.
And once again, Justine not doing too much wrong in this point, but Serena just up to the task of whacking another winner away from well behind the baseline.
Winner number 29 for the match.
Well, it hurts the cause.
Well, it's the serve that's got a bit wobbly, isn't it? Last service game, a double fault and a couple of let serves. And this one, that was halfway up the net.
And once that sort of thing happens, Fred, you can't get it out of your head.
No.
A lovely shot from Serena right at Justine's toes.
Well, we're worried about Serena moving, and this was terrific movement, and she hooks it back, gets it down, forcing the half volley. If she was in another step, maybe she'd have made the volley, but well executed by Williams.
2 break points for Serena to get within 1 game of the championship. That's the most animated she's been all night, and there's a good reason for that. In a moment, Serena Williams will be serving for her 5th Australian Open crown. She is a champion in every sense of the word, Serena Williams. She might be the champion in Australia for the 5th time in a moment. She is a winner in Grand Slam finals. Before tonight, she's played 14 Grand Slam finals and won all but 3 of them.
50.
Just at the moment, Serena Williams stands alongside the names like Court and Goolagong Cawley and Graf and Sellis as 4-time Australian champions. That may all be about to change.
Let for serve.
On the line.
Well, you wouldn't believe that.
14-50.
Serena's first response, a smile.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe it, and then she got angry. That shot not part of the script, landing on the line.
A total shank, wasn't it? And then right on the button.
Serena Williams has a handful of Australian championships. 03, 05, 07, 09, and now in 2010. It's Serena Williams in 3 sets over Justine Henin.
She is the Australian Open champion of 2010 and the United States of America, Serena Williams.